We are building quite a motley of characters in our group, aren't we? Determined to prove himself to you and the Nightwings, Sir Gilman emerges somewhere in the outer reaches of the Sea of Solace and calls out to you. Master Reader, if you can hear this knight, then he implores you now. Lend him your guidance. This knight's objective ought be not far east of here. Today, we shall bring peace to this embroiled sea. Know, however, that among this knight's brethren, the actions we are about to take are highly forbidden. But they are highly just. Thus, Sir Gilman sets forth to quell the storm that rages to the north. Traverse the reef. Yes, another character. Indeed, they do leave their aura behind them when they travel along. Okay, he can jump. He can move much quicker. He appears to be hard to control in this state. Yep, very much harder of turning. And slash. Oh. Okay. It seems you are intended to bait characters forward towards you, and then slash to hit them back. That's quite interesting. Go backwards to go forwards, it seems. Very well then. Hark! Yonder lie the foul spawn of unfathomed plurns, boiling the sea with their wrath. The Sea Titan, once slain by the Scrying Underking Ores, her brood lies dormant in the sea. Tales of our monstrosity long spread across the world, the Book of Rites. Exiled worms within these waters long have harboured these abominations, using them to bar passage through the downside's channel for any save this knight's own kind. Be gone now from here, fiends! This night shall finish what the Underking Ores started. 7th of the 8 scribes of the Book of Rites, known as the Persevering, or the Sea Sojourner. Legendary leader of the Worms' undersea crusades, sought to reach the edge of the abyss. Oh dear. Banish the foul spawn. Oh, we just walk into it. Very well. Quite interesting. Yes, slash to the end of the trail. Okay. Now it seems we've started to walk into these. There we go. It appears we can go through objects doing this as well. That is pretty handy. I imagine you could bait if you can bait somebody to near an object, quickly hide behind it, allow them to come closer, and then slash towards them. It's pretty interesting. Definitely would be interesting to play this character during a ride. And now we are joined by adversaries. Hold it right there! You traitorous slug! How dare you turn your back on this knight, to your superior! Superior by rank no longer, for we no longer serve the Commonwealth. Last this knight checked, here you hold no sway over this knight. And what have you done to the spawn? Have you no love and honor left at all? This knight has done that which required doing. His honor cannot sink much lower anyhow. He figured this would be an ideal time to free himself from servitude of you. Why you? How dare you staunch the tempest for those Nightwings? Good Sir Deluge. This knight was born to dare. Now, come and fight this knight, if you so dare as well. Pyre hearts! Banish him! This is an order! Yep. Oh dear. Okay. Oh. I'm just gonna, yeah. Well, I'll move away quickly. What now, Sir Deluge? Shall you not face this knight yourself, and leave the dirty work unto your chargers? Fine, Gilman. You wish to stand against your commander? Then have it your way. Sir Marsh, Lady Seagrass, to me! Banish now this troublemaker. Who are these? He is a worm knight duty-bound to serving Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts. And she is a worm knight duty-bound to serving Sir Deluge and the Pyre Hearts. Very well. Be gone, be gone, be gone. I understand this is a tutorial, but that still seemed easy. I'm not looking forward to having to actually play this in a proper rate. You are master of this night no longer, Sir Deluge. The shatter of fraternal bonds. This knight would say it was an honor serving you, Sir Deluge, but that would be a bald-faced lie, and yet another stain upon his blackened reputation. Until we meet again!
Wait! You lowly traitor! This knight will have your head, Gilman!
Jeez. Such characters indeed. As the day wears on, there is still no sign of a worm knight. Your companions grow restless. But then... Hail! This knight returns with newfound tales to tell, and new scars to show for them. Really? You weren't really, You didn't seem to have much trouble back there. At least to V's eyes, anyway. Sir Gilman is sopping wet and visibly shaken. He struggles to remain decorum. He is, in short, the very image of a worm knight. And, more importantly, that little tempest ought no longer pose a threat for now. Behold! As if on cue, the deathless tempest begins to simmer and subside. Indeed. A deathless tempest no longer, it seems. But you look at that. He really did it. Of course, this knight did it. Now, if it would be alright with you, this could really use some shut-eye. The worm knight then collapses in exhaustion. You and Edwin help him up. A deal's a deal, Sir Gilman. Welcome to the Nightwings. Huzzah! Sir Gilman joined the group. He also revealed a path north for you. Bid him welcome, as we have done to others of our group. Onward to Deathless Tempest. Sir Gilman revealed a gap in the storm that seemed safe enough to traverse. Then we shall go. Onward to... what was it called? The Blackened Basin, I believe? No. Well, no, this is the Deathless Tempest for now. With Sir Gilman's aid, he managed to breach the Tempest. You are true to your word, Worm. I shall give you that. But now what? We are stranded in this cursed storm. A most excellent question, and from one most fair. Call me that once more, and I shall tie you in a knot. Aha! And from one most spirited as well. This knight was wise to side with you. Just where do we turn from here? Answer the question now. Sir Gilman does no such thing, although, eventually, he does make note of a specific current that should lead you to lands beyond. If I may, I can corroborate Sir Gilman's account. We are close to making landfall. Then, let me be the first to say, let's go. You're on the verge of sailing across the Sea of Solus. Voyage onward. Say, Tariq? Aye, Rookie? What is it? That loot you're always carrying around. You know how to play that thing, don't you? Why, I suppose I do. Good, because I was thinking it's a little gloomy here, and we could use a little tune to lighten up the mood. Know what I mean? Aye, then let me see what I can do.
For the salt and roiling sea, the moon began to cry. The valley ran with sorrowful tears and filled the waters high. The misty morning over the brine belies a leaden sky. The stars all hide away from the chill until the evening rise. Oh, darkness scuttled her foe. The doomed ship still resides. The Titan met her end on its prow, forsaken by the tides. In death she leaves her stain on the place. The tempest never dies. Her final throes and shivers and shakes 1,000 years gone by.
Apologies for the silence there. It seemed prudent to allow him to finish the song. At last your wagon rumbles onto solid, jagged ground, the land called Black Basin. Your fellow exiles unpack the wagon so you can take a stock of how best to reach your destination. Black glass, searing vapour, and strangling forests mark the forsaken lands that loom across the sea. The 8 scribes first discovered this, the northern landmass of the Noun side. Have a chat with Sir Deluge. Hello there, welcome to the band. But first, Sir Gilman's Crest, official certification of knighthood in the Commonwealth, often sought by Worm Knights. Interesting. You approach Sir Gilman, who must have just finished practicing his fencing manoeuvres. He regards you with his single eye. Hail, Master Reader. This knight is determined to train harder, having joined the famous Nightwings. He shall ensure that this triumvirate continues to live up to its most feared reputation. This is such an honour! And this knight has a great deal of honour to regain. Having fled the Piehearts, this knight fully expects now to conduct the rites in a most honourable fashion, to the fullest letter of the law described within the books. Some triumvirates this knight has met, and, perchance, mentioned by name, they are inclined to bend the rules a bit, sometimes a lot, and to prevail by any means they can. And yes, we have seem to have seen this somewhat, haven't we? But this is wrong! The exile who refuses to obey the rules, as they were written by the Under-King Uruz and his 7 friends, deserve neither his honour nor his freedom. Thusly does this knight have confidence that the Master Reader shall resist any temptations to conduct the rites in any underhanded fashion. Now then, this knight must undergo a thorough cleansing, having trained until the point of foulness, so please excuse him, Master Reader. He slithers off, humming some sort of chivalrous tune. Although what he does say is true, we have seen some, generally for each of the rites, we have seen a point where they have done something, shall we say, a bit different than what we seem to expect. Certainly last time they did seem to bicker a lot during their during our rite with the Piehearts. Ah well. We find that Hedwyn has asked for several volunteers to scout the area and reports back. Alright everyone, don't go too far, and let's meet back by dusk. Please, use caution. The exiles dwelling in these lands are, well, rather territorial. For your part, you remain within the Black Wagon to keep watch. You see occasional dark shapes soaring across the sky, but none of them draw near enough for you to see in any detail. Eventually, your companions make their way back, and everyone arrives as planned, or earlier. Hi everyone, I'm back! I have come back! Yes, that was expected. Although I don't see why sending Mai out is a good idea. May returns from the east with little to report, save for word that the glowing molten rock there is very, very hot. One would assume so, yes. Thank you, May. This night yet lives, although he has little else to report. The newest member of the group, Sir Gilman, returns from a northern pass, visibly shaken. He appears to have discovered an intense fear of heights. Oh. Ah. Tizo was also out, huh? Tizo wonders whether any species of fish lives in the pools or rocks nearby. Perhaps so. You never know. The little imp Tizo seems disappointed to have left the water behind. He remains with you, near to the wagon. There is a western pass that seems traversable. If we travel by the light of dawn, the shadows in the crags may well cover our advance against whomever may be watching. Begging your pardon, I do not wish to contradict your strategy, madame, though, in my experience, we shall not remain hidden for long during the climbs towards the nest of Trieste. According to the stars, the next rite shall soon commence here. The exiled harp matriarch lived in solitude among these very cliffs. A harp? Another species. Like a harpy, I assume? That's the only thing that comes to mind when it says harp, anyway. The exiles of the Highwing remnants, you may have no love for them, inherently, but they have no such qualms with me, for now. I may be able to negotiate safe passage. The last surviving faction of the Winged Harps, the ancient enemies of the Commonwealth. Oh. They are as coarse as their feathers. They hold themselves superior. The Archjustice Androbeles, names. Archjustice Androbeles, another ninth. Negotiate with them. Then Hedwin steps in as the lone minstrel bows and backs away. Yes, that is a good idea. Hey, let's not decide on this just yet. We're not going anywhere right now. That much we can agree on. We'll decide how best to go ahead come morning. For now, let's take the rest of the afternoon and get our bearings. Jodario glares at the sky as everyone else disperses. You have the rest of the day to practice your vocations. Use well your time. Still don't need much for money. Still not going to use enlightenment. Might as well continue studying in private. You locate a secluded area nearby where you should be able to study the Book of Rites, where greater understanding comes for reader's influence. We are finished with presents. We have been having some difficulty with hope recently, so yes, I feel that hope would very much help us out. We concentrate on the substance of the words and teachings of the Book of Rites, such as your understanding thus far. Inspiration comes to you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Hey, we've gained reader's influence spirits, which just increases our hope. Finish studying. Ah, no one wishes to talk with us. Very well. Onwards we go. So I must pick a direction to go, huh? The high road to the nest of Trieste is patrolled by the Commonwealth's ancient enemies. The lone minstrel believes he can negotiate safe passage with harps via this path. Blackshore, the low road to the nest of Trieste passes through razor-sharp sands. Jodario wishes to avoid the harp space dying on low ground. I have no doubt that the minstrel could negotiate safe passage. However, the problem lies in the fact that if what the law has told us, that the harps are our mortal enemy, while we may all be equal nothings down here, I imagine old hatreds die hard. So I do not believe that that'd be too fond of us approaching them. However, also, I do not believe that if we are caught, they would be very kind to us should they feel that we've been sneaking around behind their backs. A tough decision, unfortunately. Having said that, I think that sneaking would do us much better than walking right into their jaws, as it were. So, they should take Jordario's path and go round. seem to have gone far. The shattered lands of Black Shore proved difficult to traverse for the Black Wagon. The low road to Venesta Trieste passes through razor-sharp sands. The land beyond the Sea of Solace extrudes from the ocean on a bed of black glass. Jodario searches for a solid path forward to the Vale. Oh, please don't tell me there was no real choice in this. Fie on these blasted lands. How are we to proceed through this? Perhaps I may be of some assistance? This place is not so unfamiliar to me, nor are its hidden denizens. Please remain with the others until I return, madame. I shall not be long. The minstrel disappears into the cliffs before Jodario can protest. In the meantime, you and she continue to keep watch, sent in unseen eyes. No, not really much choice in, it seems. He was going to go converse with them anyway. The last time that one disappeared on us, we searched for him for days. But this time, he soon returns. I have secured safe passage through the nest of Trieste. We may proceed. Okay, so yeah, no real choice at all. That's unfortunate. One of the downside celestial landmarks of the exiled Heartmail. We've already read this. Blech. Secured safe passage with whom? Exactly. Just then, a winged woman dives down from the sky. She looks Jodario up and down, and then, yes, it is a harpy, isn't it? She soars away, without a word. The lone minstrel says nothing more either. Jodario's scowl deepens. For centuries, the Commonwealth withstood the Highwing Revenant's treacherous assaults, thanks to soldiers such as she. So she was a soldier in her old life? Huh. Well, one would have to guess from the breastplate, I guess, but still. Oh no. -4 hope? Would she have lost this either way, considering that this was no real choice? Oh dear, oh no. So, both Tizo, Mai, and Jodario now have minus hope for the next rite. This is just wonderful. I know who I'm not using on the next rite anyway. Oh dear. That's just great. At last you arrive at the nest of Trieste, where the next rite is soon to commence. You cannot shake the feeling that unseen eyes watched your wagon's ascent, and remain watching now.